What's going on, everybody? Afflicted Gamer here. Welcome back to another Division 2 video. So today is Wednesday, April the 17th, 2019, and State of the Game dropped quite a bit of information in our lap. So I'm going to cover everything as quickly as possible. I'm just going to try to summarize a lot of the things that they went in depth on. And when I do find a link to the actual patch notes, I will put it in the description. So if you don't see it right away, if you're not, I am trying to find one that actually has everything that they talked about, because they did break down a lot of the stats for the weapon tuning and changes, or gently put, the nerfs that are coming. There was quite a few of them, so yeah, I would just rather you guys read that part for yourself. But regardless, if you guys enjoy the information and it saves you guys the time and the trouble of watching the actual live stream or the video now that's up on Twitch or YouTube, drop a like on this video. It's much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more Division 2 content. So first up, the raid has been delayed. It is being pushed into next month, but there is no actual date, unfortunately. The public test server is live on PC, so if you do own the Division 2 on PC, go to your Uplay client, launch that. You'll see an option to download the Division 2 public test server, and you can do so and participate in that. Give as much feedback as you possibly can so that we can try to help improve the issues with the game. PvP was a massive topic today, so a lot of this will be PvP focused with everything that I'm going to talk about. So, one, they are normalizing the gear score to 500. This is again for the Dark Zone, and that part should actually carry across everywhere else. They are trying to make it so that PvP fights will actually last longer when you are in the Dark Zone. Things like one-shot skills, they will be dialed down. Weapon tuning, they will be increasing things like AR damage in PvP. However, a lot of these changes, like the PvP tuning, will be separate from PvE. So if they add increased AR damage in PvP, that doesn't mean that they're going to do it in PvE as well. Or if they nerf something in PvP, then doesn't mean they're actually going to be doing that in PvE as well. So that's a big thing everyone needs to keep in mind, and please hear me when I say that, because, you know, something like, for instance, they're removing crit from hipfire. But that is in PvP only. That is not happening in PvP. They wanted it so that if you are running around and you're getting crits from hip firing, they wanted that to be a last resort in your fights. But because people just do that non-stop, they're making some adjustments. Less contaminated loot in the Dark Zone, or sorry, there's actually going to be an increase in contaminated loot in the Dark Zone. So there will be less non-contaminated drops and more contaminated items. From now on, every boss that drops you loot, that stuff will be contaminated, but there will still be some items that will be not contaminated that will drop here and there in the DC. The reason for this is that they want to promote people going to the extraction. They want to increase the amount of fighting and, rogue battles, and promote PvPs, because they actually admitted on State of the Game that for the most part, yeah, the servers are empty. They're emptier than they would like them to be, so they would like that to change. Alright, so on top of that, Rogue and Manhunt will be returning to the occupied Dark Zone. So that will be making a lot of people happy. They have something planned down the line as well, also in terms of the servers, to make sure that they have 12 people in each of the Dark Zones. What they have planned and in store, I actually don't know, but they said there's something that they're prepping down the pipeline. Now, on top of that, if you are in World Tier 5 in the Dark Zone, enemy AI, how quickly you can kill them, they will be looking into tuning that a little bit. And one of the biggest changes that they are making is that Dark Zone drops, you will have items that will drop gear score 515. You will now be able to get items up to gear score 515, but it will be in the occupied Dark Zone only. So Conflict and the regular Dark Zone, you will have Gear Score 500 drops. In terms of the Conflict game mode, visuals for armor will now show properly. So if you have a build and you have 300,000 armor, and you should have a whole bunch of armor bars across your character, they're fixing that visual bug. Syncing with team spawn, spawning with your team, the synchronization of that, they are fixing that so that when you and your team die, you guys will spawn together instead of separate, to prevent one person respawning in one place, someone in the other place, and then you die because the other team is still sticking together, things of that nature. They're also making the Conflict NPC more visible. I actually haven't seen him, so I can't really go too much further into that. Skill cooldowns now carry over your death and your respawn. So, for instance, if you died and your turret was on cooldown, what would happen is, if right now you respawned, you would be able to use your turret again. What's going to happen is that from now on, if you die and you still have 30 seconds left on your cooldown, when you respawn, that 30 seconds will still be there. Exotic weapons. Kind of underwhelming, yes, but changes are coming. They are going to be buffing the damage on all exotics across the board, and specifically the Pestilence. So, for those of you that still have your Pestilence, do not dismantle it. The Pestilence is going to be even stronger in PvP than it is in PvE. So, we shall see what happens. I will see what I can do in terms of testing it on the PTS. Gear and weapon talents, like I said, they have been changed across the board. A quick summary: everything basically got nerfed. I'm sorry, please don't shoot the messenger, but things like Safeguard, the requirements for it, saying you need 5 or less spectant to damage is now 4. Patience needing 7 or more, I believe, in health and armor has been bumped up to 9. One of the talents there where you gain increased weapon damage at the cost of handling, the handling has been increased and the damage has been decreased. There are honestly too many for me to quickly rattle off and give you a full breakdown. We'd be here for 20 minutes. So that's why I'm going to try to find a link to everything that Hamish said in State of the Game today, so you guys can read each individual talent on the different pieces of gear and weapons for yourselves. But yeah, so overall, those are the changes that are currently happening in the Division 2. What you have to look forwards to, I guess, the exotics, and they want to make sure that all the bugs and all that are fixed before the raid gets here. They didn't really say anything about our armor and health and damage to enemies a whole lot. We're supposed to be able to kill NPCs a little bit easier, but again, they were mostly talking about the Dark Zone. However, they're supposed to fight a little bit smarter. I don't know. We're going to have to see how all of that stuff plays out. But yeah, guys, I jotted down as much as I could here, and I'm kind of just skimming back over my notes to make sure that I didn't miss anything. I'm pretty sure that I didn't, for the most part. These were the big things, the big important topics that they brought up. So, oh, actually, no, I did. My apologies. There will be an increase to your bag size for the DZ and how many items you can actually carry. So as you level up your tiers, you'll eventually be able to hold a maximum of 10 items to extract in the Dark Zone. So you can actually get more loot out of the DZ now than you could before. So my apologies, I did miss that there. But yeah, overall, that's a pretty brief summary of everything that is changing so far with the Division 2. Like I said, if you have the public test server, please participate in it. Please give them their feedback, no matter how you feel. They do read it. They do want to know how we feel and what we think about all this stuff. And at the end of the day, it's our game. So if enough of us feel a certain way and we're passionate about a thing a certain way, and we push it forward to them, hopefully they will actually make some adjustments, you know. So that's my suggestion, and that is my update of what is going on with the game to all of you. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. I realize that not all of the news was the greatest, but I am just the messenger. Other than that, you can follow me on Twitter at AfflictedGamer, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video or in the next live stream. I will be participating in the PTS and giving my feedback. So again, I can't stress that enough. If you have the PTS, please, please, please give your feedback as well so that we can help tweak and adjust the game for the better. Other than that, guys, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.